Good. So right now we have 3 LEDs in a series. So the negative side hooks up to the positive side of one, and it goes through each and every one, and you can see where they meet up. So if I connect the positive side to the positive of the first one, and the negative to the negative of the last one, it'll go through each and every one of them. And if I pull one out, that breaks the circuit, so they all go out. And that's it. Okay, we have 3 lights in parallel, so the negative and the positive on each of them line up so that the same voltage is running through each one. So when you hook up the positive to the positive right there and the negative to the negative here, they all light up in order. And if you take one of the lights out, the other 2 still light up because they're still getting the same voltage from the 9-volt battery. See? Okay, so today we're talking about resistors, and resistors limit the amount of electricity that goes through the 9-volt to the battery. And so the higher the resistance, the less power that can go to the battery. So we have a resistor right here, and its color code is red, black, brown. So if we go over the chart, we find red, that's 20, black is 0, that's the first 2 digits, so it's 20 times brown, which is 10, so it's 200 ohms, which is what they're measured in. So 200 is a pretty small number of resistance, so when we plug it in, the light should be pretty bright. See? And now we'll try a different one. This one, the color scheme on this one is brown, black, red. And brown, black, red is 100, is 10 times 100, which is 1,000. So there's going to be way more resistance with this resistor. So the light should be much dimmer when we light it up. And it is. And the last one, the color code on it is brown, black, yellow. So brown is 1, black is 0, and yellow is times 10,000. So 10 times 10,000 is 100,000. So this resistor will have barely any power going from the battery to the light. As you can see, it's super, super dim. You can barely even see it. Okay, here I have an LED set up with a touch sensor. So first, the power from the battery goes into the switch right here, and then from the switch it goes through these 2 resistors. One of the resistors goes to the touch sensor, and one of the resistors go to the light. So when the circuit is completed with the loop using the touch sensor, the light will turn on because of this transistor right here. So since I conduct electricity, I can touch this touch sensor and the light should turn on. Anything that conducts electricity will make the light turn on. And when I take it off, it should turn off. In this circuit, we have a photocell hooked up to an LED. So we have first the power from the battery going to the switch. Then from the switch it goes to this first resistor, which is 100,000, and then that goes from here to this jumper cable, which goes across, and it goes to this 5000 K or 5000 ohm resistor, which goes to this photo cell. And then the second circuit we have here is this 1K resistor coming from the power of the switch to this light. And so we have this transistor that connects the photocell to the light. So when the photocell is being utilized, the light should turn on. So when a photocell, when it is having light from there hitting it, it has a very low or very high resistance. So that means that the light shouldn't be on. But when it has a very high resistance, when there's no light hitting it, so if I cover it with my hand, for instance, the light should turn on, and it does. Off, on. Okay, here we have a parallel circuit including a motor with a fan blade and an LED. So we have our power coming through this red wire right here, and once I connect this white jumper cable to the resistor, you'll show what happens. So we essentially have the power going through this resistor then right here, going to the LED, and then through the LED we have the ground from the power going to the LED here, and then jumping across to the fan. And we have power for the fan on the other side of this resistor. So it's a parallel circuit. So when I connect this white jumper cable here, the fan turns on and the LED also turns on at the same time. And when I disconnect it, they turn off.